everybody. My name's Dennis.
And my name is Lasse.
And welcome to Mini of the Month of the Week of the Month, December, where we talk all
December.
about the miniatures that have been picked by our moderators on the Patreon Discord every week.
That's me and Dennis and other people.
And once a month, we're going to talk about those minis that were picked. And that's what we're here to do.
Yeah. And I'm so ready.
Let me see if I can remember how to share a screen. There we go. First up, the first week of December, it was actually me picking the models.
And you picked that.
And this was the winner of the Mini of the Week. And I believe I can zoom in.
Yeah, that helps a bit.
And
The first thing I want to say about that is I love the cup in the background.
I believe you would. I really like how how vibrant all the colors are. Like the gold is really there, and the red is really there, and
And
just
the gray
beautiful
cloak.
Yeah,
I like that you say they are really vibrant, but I also like that they are equally as vibrant.
Mm-hmm.
So the entire model pops pretty much.
Yeah, I think isn't it Vince V that always says, when you think you have enough contrast, add more contrast? And I feel great success because this is very, very light gray bordering on white, and that's very, very dark bordering on black.
Yeah, and I also like that it has a bluish tint to it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I like it.
And then, so this is what I picked. I thought that was just so good. I really loved it.
I like the bone in the banner as well.
And then we're going to move on to the honorable mentions. So Liquid Pickles here did their first attempt at non-metallic metals on the shield. And I thought that deserved a shout out because
that's non-metallic metal. Yeah, I guess it is.
I don't do NMM, and I think it's really cool for people who take the energy and effort to try it.
Yeah, it can do amazing effect on that. You can also see like non-metallic metals also on his foot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so it's not just the shield, it's also the armor and the tip of the spear.
It requires patience to do non-metallic metal, so
because you have to get the lighting.
The only metal I paint is painted already, so I mean, wait, that didn't even make sense.
The only metal you paint is painted already?
I meant that the reference I'm using is painted, so it's not bare metal.
Yeah. That makes sense.
It looks... I like it if that's his first try. Good job, because it's better than what I did on my first try, because I did try it once and I just didn't do it anymore.
Maybe one day I'll try, but not yet. My second honorable mention goes to Dr. Smile Like Chad.
I love that thing. Where is it from? What is it?
I don't know where it's from, but it was a 3D print, I believe, from a skyship that they used in their Dungeons and Dragons campaign.
Oh, I love the design.
Spent so much time painting it up, and then obviously, session 1, they wrecked it. I also feel like as a dungeon master, maybe you need to give them another opportunity or something, but yeah, beautiful. I just imagine having this as a prop next to my table or on my table. That would make the imagination go wild.
Oh yeah, and I love the design of it. I don't know if you designed it or just painted it, but I like that it has like the Star Wars, but also Lord of the Rings vibes to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I like the kind of metallic wings, but not
Yeah.
quite.
I also like
Really,
the blue tones with the bare wood with the gold.
it
It makes
really
it look
feels
really
like
good.
magic, like this
Yeah.
area. I thought this was just, cool enough to, definitely pick for an honorable mention.
For sure.
Then we're gonna move on to the second week of December, where our local Australian Almi had his pick of the models. So we know this person is Luft on the server, but they have a different Instagram.
Fauxhammer Creations. Let's zoom
And
in.
this was the pick for
Oh, wow.
Mini of the Week.
Can you zoom in on the face?
I sure can. Not that fast though.
Oh,
That's a
look
great
at
picture
that.
as well. The quality of the picture
Oh,
is
it's from
superb.
Princess Mononoke. It's an anime from Studio Ghibli.
Oh, you cut out there for a second for me.
Oh.
But I'm sure it'll be fixed in post. I just look stupid staring into blank space.
No, but it looks great. It's from Princess Mononoke. That is Princess Mononoke.
Mm-hmm.
And wow, I didn't expect to see that. That is really, really cool, and I like the depiction of it. I think the skin tone is really cool.
Mm-hmm. You can really see the knee as
Yeah, it
well.
has like
So
the
good
perfect
highlighting and shading.
Yeah, and it's different from like traditional skin tone painting. And I
Mm-hmm.
do really like this style. And I like the fur on the wolf and the fur she wears.
I like the bone weapons. Really gives some inspiration to me for maybe doing weapons as not metallic, but as bone or something. Some
Yeah,
bone
I
spears.
also like the triangular markings on her face
Mm-hmm.
and the eyes and the hair. No, this is really well painted.
Yeah.
It looks so simple, but the more I look at it, the more impressed I am.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Almi made a good choice here.
And that it's from Princess Mononoke, it's really cool. I would pick it myself.
Nice. You can see some AK and two thin coats in the background there. That explains why it's nice and matte as well. Excellent.
Yeah, I like it, and the base and the wood. Yeah.
Then I believe he picked quite a few honorable mentions. Are Australian. So this is from Griff.
Oh yeah, look at that.
And it just has this, I mean, OSL feeling like he's standing in front of a campfire.
Yeah. And the huge skull on his shoulder, wow.
Yeah, definitely. Bloody blade.
I like how the skin tones are painted with the OSL, but it looks convincing because the skin tone still is the same skin tones, just affected by light differently.
Yeah, for sure. And the beard is kind of gets me on this one. It really
yeah, you can
works
see the
as a beard. The different color striations of hair.
And also the metal on the blade.
Also has that reflection.
Yeah.
Is that NMM?
Non-metallic? Yeah, that's non-metallic metal.
Yeah. No metallic paints here, boys.
It's good.
It's real cool. Also picked. This was like a giant Necron. I could only fit one image into here, but they painted like, I don't know, 30, 40 Necrons. Based on the Midwinter minis sand dune scheme thingy. It's on my to-do list to try on some Necrons at some point.
But is that OSL on those?
Yeah, a little bit.
So he did OSL on like 30-40 miniatures.
Yeah. I think it's airbrush. I'm guessing it's airbrush OSL, so a little.
Yeah, but it's also their faces.
Yeah.
Oh, that is impressive, though.
It's really cool. And cool texture paints on the models, so they really tell a story.
Oh, that's texture. Oh.
Yeah. So it
like
really feels like
paint?
crackling texture paint. It really feels like they got up out of their sandy graves and got up and started killing everything.
Oh, that's really cool.
Imagine being like a guardsman on a planet and just suddenly the sand starts moving and all these Necrons, these metal skeletons come up. And you're like, stuff of nightmares.
I'd rather go home, to be honest.
And then Van Dyren painted
that green is something.
Painted this guy, and yeah, great photography as well. But also, there's so much going on here.
Yeah, I was about to say, what am I actually looking at?
I think it's one of the Nurgle 40k models, like one of their champions, heroes. So there's a bunch of sort of insects flying, hovering around in all of those positions. And then there's a little monster hugging the chest piece there.
Yeah, I like it. I like that the green is the main, and then it's complemented by the pink. And then there's teal in there as well. That just gives you all the colors harmonize.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what he's going to do with the base.
Yeah,
I like. Could be really cool. And then the metal on the scythe, just how oxidized it looks. That's a really cool job.
It's impressive. People are so talented, dude.
All the NMM, like everywhere, little bits of NMM.
It's wild. It's a good paint job.
Yeah, for sure.
We have talented people in the server.
Yeah, and it's always fun seeing like the diversity of all these paint jobs. So going from sandy Necrons with a little bit of OSL to like this really big centerpiece for your army.
Yeah.
We're going to move on to the next week where Snow Duty got to pick. And Snow Duty being Snow Duty picked Snow. And this is just a lovely kind of Santa bird from Jaheiro. And
I mean, there's two things that pop out immediately for me, and that is that the candy cane looks really delicious, and the leather on the belt looks superior. That's really well painted leather.
I like how the colors tie in. So you have it's a slightly different hue of red, but you have the red and then the red here and the red there, and how that kind of really pulls your face in to look at the face of the model.
Yeah.
And
the eyes, the beak.
I
also like the feather transitions from the red to the gray.
And the light values, how they really pull you in. Like, this is definitely the brightest area of the model. Kind of pulls you in, even with all the white. Your face knows that it needs to look at this part.
Yeah. Scroll down to the base, because that was impressive too. With the tufts underneath, and then the clumpy snow on top. Oh, really? It sure has the December vibes, so to say.
Yeah, she's a really good painter. I really like. She's also painting an army for March of Armies, and she's doing bunch of NMM on skeletons in really funky colors, and so good. If you
Who
guys
was
are
it?
on the Patreon Discord, definitely check out her posts in March of Armies.
Leslie paints models.
Yeah, and on the server she's known as Jahiro.
Jahiro.
Also a bunch of honorable mentions to keep in the Santa theming. I mean,
I guess it's Santa.
Yeah, I pressed the wrong button. I mean, it's a sort of Santa. This is by Axel Walter, and
Yeah.
I mean that is. I can see why Snow liked this model.
For
it's
sure.
definitely a vibe. But the brightness, I mean, just look at the hat, how it really tries to pull you into this
Yeah, but it also
area.
looks like he's lit from the bottom, and if you scroll down a bit, you can see light coming out from the chimney.
Oh, I hadn't even spotted that yet. That is amazing.
So that is that is actually nice OSL.
Yes, very good.
That is good. And the light bulbs that give off a little shade below that.
And the amount of story that this tells. Like there's not really a roof. There's a hint of a roof. There's not really Christmas. I mean, there's lights. It makes no sense. And then the chimney bit, and you kind of know what's happening here. I think it's really effective.
I like how Santa has like gold trim instead of white trim.
Mm-hmm.
Really fits with the sculpt.
He definitely is packing those abs.
For sure.
Dog tag, maybe?
Well, if something happens, he can be identified as Santa.
Firefighter Santa. This is great. Okay, and then the other honorable mention was not in.
What?
Yeah, I mean Jonas B. He's such a good painter.
Oh,
but look at the shadows on the banner.
I think we just have to start from the top and just scroll our way down.
Okay, let me zoom in one more.
There you go.
And then we'll start from the top. What the actual F is happening here? This is too good.
I think the fabric is spot on, but I do wonder what the dark gray, greenish yellow is. But I like it.
It's light coming through a tree canopy.
That's what I thought.
I checked. That's definitely what it is.
That is really good.
Or I think Almi checked. Somebody asked. He replied. I remembered.
Oh, that fabric looks awesome, though.
And the freehand, I enjoy a little bit of freehand, but freehanding on a surface that has so much different angles and trying to create the semblance of if you take the angles away, it's a straight line. OMG, I don't know how. That is impressive.
Then we come down here and...
So first we have that little guy on top, because this is one of the Squidmar ones as well. One of the Squidmar Champions of Sona busts things.
I do notice that the skin tones on the little guy and the big guy are reversed.
Oh, that's really cool as well.
That's really clever.
I love the gold NMM.
Yeah, and the eye in the middle there, or both eyes actually, but just like the eye inside the NMM crown. Wild.
The white feathers really help contrast the separation between these two as well. Gives you a little bit of a palette cleanser in between all of the color.
And his necklace.
Mm-hmm.
And the NMM.
Black lining around it to make it pop out more. It's a really good tactic. And then there's A bit
and
of
the green reflection.
Green
oh
reflection,
my God.
yeah.
Also on the axe blade.
Yep. This feels like it's almost painted on.
Yeah, I was gonna say that shadow underneath, is that from the light or is that just
I
that looks
honestly
so 2D but also
can't
3D.
figure out if this is a real thing and then that's painted on, I guess. Oh my God.
The shadow is painted on. That is wild. And all the butterflies.
But is this painted on? Or is that real?
That is most likely real.
I guess.
Painted on the shadow. But all the butterflies, all the details in the foliage.
Yeah. Butterflies.
Wild.
Little bits of grass.
I'm not even sure if I want to achieve this level because, oh my God.
I want to achieve this level on the basing. I don't know if I will ever paint this well.
Oh, that's crazy. I mean, that's all I have to say. That is really, really, really good.
I'm so excited to see what he's going to be creating over the next couple of years. Because
can he be better?
He's definitely going to be a well-known painter in the community.
Yeah.
And then the last honorable, I think, from Snow was This Night, I guess, by Oku. I always struggle with his name.
Okuhaku. He's active on the server.
He's so super active and nice guy, and you can see his painting. How every week it becomes better because he does it so much. It's quite fun to see.
I like the all the popping, all the bright highlights.
Yeah,
makes it look really good.
Yeah, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but it's like a little bit of a dirty NMM, and it really works.
Yeah,
like it gives the illusion of a grimy, gritty sword, and I like that.
It nails it perfectly, in my opinion, because you can also see the NMM on the armor and stuff. It also looks gritty.
Yeah.
And I like it.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't like polished metal. I like it when it's gritty.
You're all for that grimdark warfare.
Oh yeah. I also like the base, the stone, and I like that the stones has a bit of blue in them to complement the blue in the figure, but then the bottom of the base is yellow to complement the yellow on the figure.
And he also snuck some OSL in.
Wild.
So that's kind of like lava, I guess. And then there's the reflection over there.
Most likely. It's really good.
Pretty cool.
It's a good painter.
Oh no, there was one more honorable mention. What is even planning preparation?
Who does that? Oh,
this
Vertash.
Is from Vertash. I mean, he is such a good painter too, and
I like the leaves that just follow him around.
Yeah, that was super creative because he did that all the way at the end. It was like, what? Mind blown.
It really gives the entire thing more motion.
Yeah, and
the hair is in motion.
He painted the backdrop as well. And the backdrop really fits in with that motion and the theming.
The autumn feeling.
Yeah.
I think the backdrop actually sells it more.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I like the how the fabric is painted too. It's all gray. That's not the easiest color to work with, but I think it's done quite well here.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's see if I can zoom in on her eyes a little bit.
Oh.
Because she's looking off into the distance.
And it looks like she looks... I can also see OSL now. There's green under her arm and under her hair.
Mm-hmm.
And can we see the source of that? Is that present
would
here?
be,
it's the green things, yeah.
The green smoke. The magic.
Nice.
Pouring from her hand.
Awesome.
Yeah. Super, super cool. I like how he went all in on the Kickstarter, and he's now painting up, I mean, roughly a figure every month, maybe?
I have respect for people who buy stuff and paint it.
Yes, I think I should too.
Yeah, I'm not the best at it.
I paint, but I buy a lot more. But he's slogging through the whole Kickstarter, and I think that's really cool.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. And then for our last week in December, Lilith was our mod who chose the minis, and she chose this dark. No, it's I don't know. Chaos Space Marine.
I see a Space Marine. I'm not that well versed in the different.
I'm not the biggest 40k person in the world.
Isn't
Sorry.
that Ultramarines?
No, those are blue. I think this is Chaos because there's a skull there. But anyway, Hearttech, good job. We don't know anything. Why are we even in this podcast?
I love the flames, the burning shoulder pad, but the flames also match all the other flames in the jet pack thing.
Yes.
And I also love the purple loincloth. Because that's a contrasting color to the green.
Mm-hmm. And the classic mistaken. The classic red bolter with NMM all over it.
Oh yeah. I also like the micro scratches, especially on his bottom foot.
I really like how the color bottom foot. I really like how the color goes from how light it goes to how dark it goes with a little edge highlight, the classic GW edge highlight, but so well executed.
Yeah. Also, look at the blood splatter on his shoulder pad and his face.
Oh shit! Oh gee, I hadn't even seen that yet. That's great.
And a leather sling for the gun that's really well painted too.
Yeah.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah.
Through and through, it's good.
Micro scratches on the leather, micro scratches on the gun. This guy has seen some shit.
For sure. That's cool. Good job.
Then for the honorables, we have a whole bunch of figures from Tentacle Grape.
The Imperial Guardsman? They look like this looks like a movie poster, dude.
Yeah. 100%.
Oh, that's cool.
Coming to a cinema near you.
I like the long scroll.
Yeah. With all the little scribblings and the red seals.
The banner symbol to the right there. I like the red that's painted in it.
And the giant two-handed chainsaw sword. And chain sword saw.
Look at how all the different skin colors are executed too. That's perfect.
Definitely. The little candle with a flame. Yeah, really good.
Wild. Talent.
Yep. And also really good to get so many of them out in that. Now, this is our Cyril. And this was actually a present that he'd been painting for Almy for a while, but he couldn't post in the Discord because otherwise Almy would know. So he kept on DMing me progress pictures, which was a joy. I love it. It's amazing to see something like this come together. And when it finally arrived, he posted this picture, and I mean, classic Eldar. Like the pose, the sculpt, very classic Eldar, but so well executed.
The brightness is perfect here, the vibrancy.
Yeah, how bright the tip is compared to the rest, how the colors work together, the reds, the blues, the whites, how much brightness he managed to put on all the highlights.
And it's a really good photography-wise too.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just stunning. All the gems. So many gems. So many gems. Ah.
And they're painted perfectly.
Yeah. Really good. Is there one more? There is. Another one from Jonas B.
Ah, a cat. I think. Dragon? Catagon?
I mean, I'm just looking at one thing and I really don't want to be looking at it. But
the hat?
Yeah, let's go for that. The eyes, the little tongue. Yeah, that definitely is something. I quite like how the base turned out as well.
Yeah, and the green bottle. I also like the eyes.
Definitely. Even has the little reflection in there.
It's really nice.
The spots in the fur.
And the wings.
Good, great job. Yep, love it.
Love it.
Okay. That's it.
That was December.
Well, we have no more models. Well, I mean, January's halfway done, so in a couple of weeks we will have 4 more weeks of models to look through.
Can't wait.
Thank you for joining, Asa.
Thank you for hosting.
Preparing all of the pictures.
Yeah. And I hope somebody finds this interesting and maybe even inspiring.
Yeah, drop a comment if you have any suggestions, comments, critique. And that way we can improve as well.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
See you on the Patreon Discord, hopefully. Bye, everybody.
See.